Hello, this is Abhishek Kinekar and I welcome you all for this course Data Structure. In this semester, we are going to learn something about data manipulation, data organization and effective way of data manipulation. Before we start with this course Data Structure, there are few prerequisites which we need to study, understand and work on. These prerequisites are most important because unless you know about these prerequisites, working with data structure becomes bit tedious. Why I am saying working with data structure becomes bit tedious? Because if you don't know about some basic fundamental concepts, then building a data structure, building a concepts present in data structure on those prerequisites becomes difficult. So without wasting much time, let us just discuss what exactly those prerequisites are and how exactly those prerequisites are matched or attained. So even before we start, let us just begin with the prerequisites. Where are those? Okay. The prerequisites basically are categorized in three types of prerequisites, that is type 1, type 2 and type 3. Type 1 being the most important and mandatory, without which you cannot even think of starting the data structure course. Type 2 prerequisites are those prerequisites which you can have and you can develop it on your own before starting this course. And type 3 prerequisites are important but not as important as type 1 and type 2. That means we will be continuing or we will be starting our course with type 3 prerequisites. We will be working out those first and then we will be starting with our data structure course. Let us just briefly see what those prerequisites are. The type 1 prerequisites are these. You need to have interest and zeal to learn new programming concepts. Unless you have an interest and zeal towards learning a new programming concept, the data structure course becomes extremely tedious, extremely boring. Let me assure you that data structure course is extremely simple and very interesting if you have the second prerequisites, that is a keen eye towards everything. What I exactly mean by keeping a keen eye is, of course, you don't need to poke your nose everywhere, but you should know the basic working principle of each and everything. If you are working with some construct, then you should have a basic idea of how that construct or how that concept has come in its existence, how it is working, how it is effective or efficient rather than its previous version or previous model, and is there a way or is there a method that we can improve its efficiency by some percentage. So let us just have a keen eye towards everything present in our environment. Most of the data structure concepts are present in our environment itself and we will be taking the very real life example out of it. The third thing is you should have an ability to solve some puzzles. I know that everybody is interested in solving puzzles. Why I am insisting on solving puzzles is because there is a thinking process involved in solving a puzzle. When a puzzle is given to you or when a puzzle is given to us, we try to find the solution out of many solutions. For example, when we listen to a puzzle, we simply try to understand the puzzle first. After understanding a puzzle, we try to generate some solution sets, that whether this can be a solution or not, whether that can be a solution or that can be a solution or that can be a solution. Out of those n number of solutions, we again go back to a problem and compare the conditions present in a problem with those matching conditions present in our solution set. For solution 1, whether the condition match or not, we check. If condition match, then we say that yes, my solution is a solution to a puzzle. If solution 1 does not satisfy the conditions given in problem, we go to solution 2, then go to solution 3 and then go to solution 4, unless we find a solution to a puzzle. We repeat this process. This process is basically the origin of learning. This process is basically origin of research. This process is basically origin of learning a new skill. Let me just give you another example. If you want to learn something new, what do? You start from scratch, you start from basic and then you try and develop the concept from scratch. This is how we solve a puzzle. This is how we are going to learn data structure. A data structure subject is a subject in which you are not allowed to study, you are allowed to learn. You have to learn something. Now, basically, there is a difference between studying and learning. The theoretical aspect is called as studying, and the skill based aspect is called as learning. Just to differentiate these two things, let me give you an example. You have studied physics, chemistry, and you have learned your languages. Let me define this thing more clearly. Learning means applying what you know. That is called as a learning. Uh, can you learn swimming by simply reading the books or seeing the videos? No. You can learn to swim only when you get in the water and you try on your own. Similar is the case with riding a bike. You learn to ride a bike only by doing it. Likewise, you learn to program, you learn to code only by doing it. It might be a case that you might fail for the first time, you might fail for the second time, for the third time, but you are bound to succeed if you try and practice regularly. This is how we learn programming. And what exactly the proportion or the percentage of programming we are going to use in data structure is minimum, because the data structure is a completely conceptual subject wherein we will be understanding, we will be learning new concepts, and to implement those concepts, we will be requiring or we will be taking the help of programming language. So, a programming language with respect to data structure is simply a tool with which we are going to implement the concepts which are present in data structure. So, as far as I am concerned, the concept, understanding of concept and implementational details of concept are more important than actual implementation by using a programming language. So, which programming language shall we choose? You can choose any programming language, you can choose C, you can choose C++, you can choose Java, you can choose Python, any programming language will do. A data structure is a concept which can be implemented in any programming language. But as far as this syllabus is concerned, I know you have learned C programming language in your previous semesters, so I will be continuing with basics, that is C programming language. Now, this concludes the discussion of type 1 prerequisites. These type 1 prerequisites are most important and mandatory. Unless you have these prerequisites present with you, you cannot learn data structure. Now, there are type 2 prerequisites as well. These type 2 prerequisites are important but not as important as type 1 prerequisite. That means you can, with due practice or with some add-on things, you can have the knowledge of type 2 prerequisites, and it is extremely simple. Let us just see which are these two prerequisites which we need to have before we start a course. The type 2 prerequisites are basics of C programming language and ability to understand C code. Mind well, these two prerequisites are important because other than these two prerequisites, we cannot start with our data structure course. That is basics of C programming language. By basic, I don't mean that you have to be efficient enough to write a 300 lines of code in C programming as you go. That is not at all required. By basic, I mean you should be able to understand what exactly variables are, how constants work, what is an array, how strings work, and these some basic concepts, how to declare, how to instantiate, how to call methods and all those things. So, all in all, how to read data and write data, all these things are required. If you can understand, if you can work with these things, then data structure is quite simple. But if you are unable to understand these things in basic C programming, then you have to learn these things first before we start with data structures. These things are extremely simple. I know everybody is quite familiar and more than enough efficient with these type 2 prerequisites. Secondly, the ability to understand C code. I don't mean that ability to write a C code that we can develop over a period of time, but you should be able to understand a pre-written C code, which are variable declarations, which is a function call, which are the parameters which are passed to function, which are various constructs, how loop is working out, which is a recursion. These things should be understood by you before we start our basic introduction to data structures. These things can be learned. They are not at all difficult. They simply require time to learn. and these things should be perfectly comfortable with you before we start our course. The third prerequisite which we are going to take before the start of course through this video lecture series is this. This is again most important. Before we start, we should have a basic and deep through knowledge of these things. I know you know these things as well, but just for the sake of starting your syllabus, we will be starting our syllabus with pointers, structures and functions. These three things are mandatorily required to understand basic concepts of data structure. Of course, if we are implementing it with C programming language. So all in all, what do we need to do? We need to have a basic clear understanding of programming language, a basic orientation towards how program is written. If a program is already written, then we should be able to understand what exactly is written in it. And lastly, we are going to learn something about pointers, structures and functions. One more prerequisite is there, I forgot to tell you, and that prerequisite is this, understanding of your IDE. Where is it? Where is it? Yes, there is it. Understanding of your IDE. For this course, we are going to implement code blocks as our IDE, and in code blocks, of course, everybody is familiar. We are going to create various projects by clicking on create new project. Then we will be using console application. In that we will be simply selecting C programming language as one of our tool. Then we will be giving a program title as structures, structures, and then we will be simply hitting finish. So a simple project by the name structure is present with us now. This is the basic code. Let me just magnify this. This is how we look at the code. And of course, everybody is quite familiar with how to run, how to work with all these things. So we simply will be using these concepts. Oh, where is it? This is here. And we simply will be using this concept to learn and understand programming. Done? So for beginning, for introduction, this is where I would like to stop. Just wait. If you have any doubts, any problems or any queries regarding this, you can contact me anytime. I hope the WhatsApp group is already shared with you. I will be using Moodle as my platform to share my notes and materials with you people. We will be having basic quizzes every week. I am not sure about it, but Tuesday is the decided day for data structures. So every Tuesday you will be getting an assignment, or every Tuesday you will be facing a test. The tests the test results are supposed to be cumulative. Based on these test results and based on these assignments, we will be going for your CA1s and CA2, that is continuous assessment part 1 and continuous assessment part 2. The only condition or only thing which I require you people with respect to assignments and test is honesty. I want you all to be very much honest while solving your assignment or while solving your tests. So from next video onwards, we are going to start with introduction to data structures. And exactly introduction to data structures, we will be starting with pointers, functions and structures. So all in all, this is quite enough. I think this is quite enough for first introductory lecture. Thank you all.